If we can stay feeling this good right now, if we can stay this healthy right now, and it takes balanced hormones and constant tweaking. And I think the big misnomer on bioidentical hormones is there is no too much. It's the person, the woman or the man needs what they need. Dr. Jonathan Wright monitors my levels, and he always says, you have the highest levels of any one of my patients ever, but they're in the right ratio. So I need what I need. I have a high-stress lifestyle. I go on for a living. I take 3 grains of thyroid every day. I need what I need. When I do my 24-hour and my blood testing, it's all within the right optimal. I keep everything at optimal. Why should I be, not at optimal? I feel really good, as long as the ratios are right. I started cell therapy a year ago. People are saying to me and to my husband that we're looking better. It's hard to see on yourself, but I sure feel good. I'd never heard of that concept, but I have flatlined my adrenals 3 times in my career from overworking. And Dr. Wright said, well, you can take cortisol, 5 milligrams a day, 4 times a day, a total of 20 for the rest of your life. But isn't that kind of a pain? I said, yeah, it's hard to remember. It's kind of a pain. He said, what if you could juice up your adrenals? So I, wrote a lot about it and got really intrigued by it, went up to his clinic, did it. Then we did placenta injections. We did pituitary, thymus, thyroid, adrenal, bone, skin. I think that's all. And 3 years from now, I'll do it again. Why not? That's what I'd rather spend my money there. I have shoes. It's, where are your priorities? And so cell therapy, bioidentical hormones, designer supplementation, regular drips, before and after trips, with Dr. Gallitzer, my anti-aging doctor. What I find that I've had to do is collect my coterie of doctors, and this is what confuses my readers. They don't know, they want to go to one place and have it all under one roof. I hope you all start doing that. One place, you be the alpha docs and have all your specialists. So they go to you, you interpret, then you send them to thyroid doctor, and then you send them to cell therapy doctor. You send them to the nutritionist who understands supplementation, because it's confusing. I've interviewed so many people that I'm able to go and find and do. I found a holistic heart doctor, so there's not even a question of Lipitor, but I think at my age that you need to watch my heart. My cortisol is in perfect ranges now. It was before with the adrenals, with the hydrocortisone, but now with juicing up my adrenals, my teeter-totter has balanced out. It's getting this, it's balance. As soon as these minor hormones start dropping, that's when people start feeling good, and that's what's happening to the 40-year-olds right now. The women are starting to not feel like sex, gaining weight, a little cranky, and it's really terrible because their daughters are now teenagers and going through the same thing called adolescence. So these are not fun households. My son lives in one of these households, but they're all on hormones now, so it's good. So it's a very, very exciting time if you're willing to jump on the fast-moving train. There's so many incredible workshops here this week. I was just listening to Dr. Morgenthaler. I've read that book, Testosterone for Life. He is the best thing that's happened to men, because men think that hormones are for menopausal women. When Dr. Morgenthaler came out, and he's from Harvard, came out and said, testosterone will not give you prostate cancer. You can take testosterone if you've had prostate cancer. You only can't take it when it's active. This was very freeing for men. What testosterone has done for my husband, and DHEA and cell therapy. When I look at him at 73 and I look at his friends who all have access to the best doctors because they have, the money to spend, they look like hound dogs. They do. And these were cool guys, that one was a sax player, one was a jazz musician, another one ran a studio. These were like the mover and shaker kind of guys. Now their bodies are like that. And they just don't have any energy anymore. And they don't want to dance. Of course, they never wanted to dance. But I look at them and I think, what happened? You used to be so sexy and fun, and it was fun, it was flirty with you, and what happened? Lipitor, blood pressure medicine, diabetes, lungs that aren't working, hearts that aren't working. My one friend said, I have the best doctors for every different part of my body. Imagine, and none of them are talking to one another. Imagine the chaos going on inside his body. He can't remember anything. It doesn't matter if I tell him something that I shouldn't have told him because he won't remember anyway. But what I really see, that's a language, he's checking out, and he doesn't know it. He doesn't know it, but he's clueless. Because what we're doing is that nutty stuff. It's, his doctor doesn't approve of it. And I think, at some point you got to take a leap of faith. Stand back. Let's all just stand in front of the mirror. So it's that ship, turning that ship around, just taking a long time to turn that ship around. Ray Kurzweil said to me, 2013, 2015, this will have exploded exponentially, which it's happening right now. It's not linear. It's not like the scientists think it's a straight line. With each one of the divisions that you're all working in, this is a movement that is so vast and so wide and so exciting. He told me about nanobots in 2013. Nanobots, I don't know yet. We haven't talked enough for me to know. Is it injection? Is it a capsule? Little nanotechnology robot roaming through your body looking for islet cells and turning them off, and looking for a cancer gene that's overexpressing and turning that off. How exciting. We'll be able to have a little intelligence running around inside of our body. The present template of medicine is going to be absolutely obsolete in the next 10 to 20 years. It's over. We've hit the wall with pharmaceuticals. Certainly, and it's outside of my scope, certainly there are occasions where pharmaceuticals are a godsend. And when you need them, you need them. But when you don't need them, and you can use a natural, either a nano patch or a nanobot or supplementation or changing your diet, eating organic food, when you can do that, and that it's not about burning and cutting and poisoning. It's all going to be new. But you have to be well enough by 2013, 2015 to access it. You can't wait till then to access it. And probably eventually they will. They'll be able to take my Auntie Helen, if she was still alive, and turn her around at some point down the road in history. That's what these super futurists are talking about. I have a vision, because I think you got to have a plan for aging. Everybody looks at the template of aging and they don't want it, but then they keep eating Big Macs and poison food and rubbing chemicals on and drinking chemical drinks. My plan is, I see it, it's a vision. All my success in my life has always come from visualization. See it and then do the work to get there. So what I see, and maybe I'll change this paradigm over the years, but I see me at 110, and I look good. And I'm going to have energy, and I'm going to have vitality, and I'm going to have sexuality, and I'm going to have my strong bones. I hope I'm still doing handstands then. And I'm going to have my brain. How cool to take advantage of what's available right now so that you can keep your brain tuned up. How cool that we have supplements that will increase the little powerhouse in the middle of your cells, your mitochondria, so you have more energy. How cool that we understand about cell membranes and omega-3 oils and making that membrane pliable so water and air can flow in and out. How cool that we can have phosphatidylcholine to add to that membrane to keep you alive and with energy. It's all available right now, and if you do all that right now, is my belief, which is why I'm doing it, and not buying shoes. I'm spending it on nano patches and drips and supplementation. Then I can get to that 110. And I want to get to that 110. The problem right now is most of us are going to live to 90 and 100, like it or not. And the reason is because there's a lot of money to be made on us from middle age on. That nursing home is expensive. I remember when my father had his last stroke, and he had signed a note, "Don't keep me alive by any other means." And I walk into his hospital room, and he's all tubed up, and I said, no, he doesn't want that. Please, take that out. What is that? That's a feeding tube. Take that out. She said, no, the feeding tube is by law in California. I said, but he doesn't want to be kept alive. And she said, well, he should have written that down. I said, did anybody tell him? Because that was part of the nursing home lobby. So there's big money to be made in the second half of life. If you stay healthy enough, you don't have to access that kind of medicine, and you live this long life as a productive member of society. I am a productive member of society, not a drain on society. So this whole argument about there'll be too many people and we'll have to warehouse them and take care of them, not if they're healthy, because if we are old in chronological years but young in terms of energy and vitality, and we have wisdom and we are productive, we are necessary. Because what's happening right now is we are draining our wisdom pool. That is what is one of the things bothering me the most. If you drug up all of our seniors from middle age on so that they can't think, so they can never pass on those pearls of wisdom, that's what life is about, listening to the elders of the tribe. But we've killed the brains of the elders of the tribe. We have to stay healthy, all of us in this room. We get it. We know it. We will be able to add to that wisdom pool. We'll be able to have this great gift called perspective so we can stand back and teach. I am the new face of the matriarch, and it's a great, great role. I embrace it. I love it. My kids come to me for advice. I can give it to them because I can think. I can think. The great quote, the Schopenhauer quote, there's 3 stages of truth. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. And third, it is accepted as self-evident. Great quote. I think right now that we are in the stages 1 and 2 between ridicule and violent opposition. But I know and I believe with every fiber of my being that we all will be proven right, that it will be self-evident, because we'll be standing there and we will have our brains and our bones and we'll have our nutrients and we'll be eating our good quality food if we can make sure the government doesn't take over our food and genetically modified everything. I am actually hoarding seeds. So if they do it, you can come to me. I grow my own vegetables and I'm hoarding seeds. That is quite a terrible thing. Aubrey de Grey, I love his metaphor for how long does a house last? Well, if you just keep it up and repair it, and when things get weak, plump it up, and your house will last forever. Our bodies are the same way. I believe we can last forever if we just catch things before they're a big problem. We're like a Maserati. Everybody knows if they had a Maserati, they'd never put inferior fuel into a Maserati. And if there was a sound or some language that the Maserati was giving off, you'd take it to the mechanic. And that's how we have to think about our bodies. We are the greatest piece of machinery ever made. We are the Maserati deluxe version. And we need to put superior fuel into this machine. We need to fix the parts as they wear out with age, glands and organs, strengthen them up. And then we can live a long, long life and feel great every day. This morning, I sang a little song to my husband. I said, I was getting dressed, and I said, will you still need me? Will you still leave me when I'm 64? And he said, you bet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're so honored to have Suzanne Somers as a spokesperson for the industry, as a spokesperson for anti-aging medicine. As I said in my opening remarks, we are the future of healthcare, and we're the future of healthcare because we have a vision for that future, which conventional medicine has lost. Suzanne, I absolutely believe, embodies that vision and speaks it better than anyone else I know. And I want you to thank you all for being here. And one more time, please, for Suzanne Somers, show our appreciation.